Welcome back to our lesson on money and currency. So we have already filled out our before questions and we talked all about money and currency. And today we're going to do our after questions. So grab your economics packet and your questions and let's go through and review what we've learned. So we talked about money makes trading easier because we basically sell our items, get money, take that money and go purchase what we want. We don't have to go around and find someone who wants our items so that we can trade and trade and trade to get the shoes, kind of like the corn farmer. We talked about that money is anything that's accepted as payment. And it used to be things like shells and salt and tea leaves and rice and camels people used. Sometimes they even used, we talked about those large rocks that weighed like 500 pounds. But obviously over time, we realized that we needed things that were portable or easy to carry around, that were divisible, meaning we could divide them into smaller amounts, that were durable, meaning they weren't going to fall apart easily, and recognizable. So we talked about that we now have money made from metal, our coins, because they are durable, portable, divisible, and recognizable. And that the first metal coin was made in China 3,000 years ago, and it had that hole in it so they could put them together on a string. And then we talked about basically currency is your system of money. Each country has their own currency and they're all recognizable. They have symbols on them and numbers on them so that we know that. So let's go ahead and answer our 3 true or false after questions. And remember, your answers might be different than they were when you did your before columns because now you've learned. So statement 1 says, people used to use camels, salt, and tea leaves as money. If we talked about them using that, put true. If we did not, put false. People used to use camels, salt, and tea leaves as money. Number 2 says the first metal coins were made in Japan about 300 years ago. Think about when we talked about those metal coins being strung together. Did it come from Japan? And was it only 300 years ago? Right, true, or false for that. And then the last statement says, money makes trading much more difficult. Did we talk about money makes it harder, difficult? True or false? After you've answered those, you're going to answer 2 open-ended. So the first one is, why is metal a good material for money? So we read a whole paragraph about why metal is good for making our money. And then your second question is, how does money make trading easier? How does it make it easier to trade, unlike the corn farmer? After you're done answering your questions, you're going to submit them in your next assignment or turn them in to your teacher.